Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, and this movie is directed by Adam McKay and stars Will Ferrell and Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, and I don't know how many people are going to disagree with me saying this, but personally I feel as though this movie was a bit better for me than the first movie, and that's not really saying all that much because I didn't really like the first movie all that much. I thought it was fine. I didn't hate it. And compared to the average comedy that you could watch just about anywhere, it's better than all of those. And there's actually some parts that made me laugh, and it had some charm to it. And this one, very much the same. It has elements that I appreciate about it, and really good performances, and the characters surprisingly are not annoying to me. And they easily could be, but when it comes to the writing, they just know what's appropriate for these characters, and they always stay within character whenever they do that. Even if it's not always funny for me, even if it does go a bit too far for my liking, and there are a couple parts that I just would much rather not be in the movie at all. And this movie's 2 hours long, and there were definitely some parts of it that could have been cut out, and you wouldn't lose anything. And you could probably trim it down to an hour and a half, much like the first movie, and the movie would be a bit better for me, because there were certain subplots going on that I just did not care about. And I liked the idea at the beginning of where the story was going, like this new news station that's going to be 24 hours, and what they're trying to do is they get Will Ferrell, and he's the anchorman for 2 a.m., 2 o'clock in the morning, and he places a bet against this one guy, I forget the character's name, because he's like bugging him a lot, and he's like, I can't take it, I'm just gonna make a bet. If I lose, if the ratings from my hour or whatever are lower than yours, then I will quit my job and never read the news again. But if you lose, you have to legally change your name from Lime to Lame. And there's also some narration in this movie that just explains what's going on in the movie, and I don't hate it, even though it is just over-explaining certain things. There were a couple points that it made me laugh, and it added some comedic effect, mostly towards the end of the movie. But most of it was just fine and inoffensive, and the soundtrack choices did not annoy me at all. I didn't find any of it to be out of place necessarily. I thought it was just fine how they were used. And the music, overall, it was fine. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing. I like the world that this movie is set in. It's very cartoonish and ridiculous, but at the same time, that's what I like about it. It's fun. And comparing this movie to the first film, there's nothing that the first film did wrong that this movie improved upon necessarily. It's very much the same beats as the first movie was, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, what works better for me is just the comedy, and I was laughing more consistently, and that's why I enjoyed this one more than the first movie. But overall, it's very much the same experience. That's about all I can say about those two when comparing the two. Just I found this one to be a bit funnier. And that's about all I have to say about Anchorman 2. It was better than I was expecting. I was expecting it to just be a complete rehash of the first one and just do everything worse, but it does manage to capture what the first movie was going for, and there were some things that I really liked about it, and there were some storylines, even though you could make the argument that this movie doesn't really have a plot. It's just a whole bunch of subplots going on, and they're just stringed together by a thread, and they don't really connect with each other all that much. I can see that, but at the same time, that's not to say that I didn't enjoy any of them. I liked certain things that were going on, even though, like, plot-wise, I could see where it was going. It was still funny when certain things happened. And there were some things that I did not see coming, and it made me laugh. And overall, I laughed a decent amount, so if you're looking for a fun comedy, then check this movie out. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. But normally when I do a series, I do one movie a month. This one, I'm making an exception. I am reviewing all three, not in one video, but one video after another. Just because I just can't wait to talk about these movies. I haven't seen them in so long, and I just would love to talk about them. One video each, all next to each other. And I hope you all enjoy it, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.